Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about judging a person by its place, by a single place, single representation, a single snapshot, if you will. Yeah. I'm Keith.
And I'm Rodney. We made it through that intro. We're making it through the intro. So look, this is the Daily Chronicle, and in it we talk about many of the things in our lives, not all of them, but many of the things, the hardships, the good ships, the wins, the losses, and we're chronicling them for ourselves. And then we decided to do it for our daughters. And then we went a step further and we wanted to put them out on the internet so that we could build a community and get crowdsourced advice. Basically, we're just using this to pick your brain for free. So
for our daughters, yeah.
For us, for our daughters, yeah.
So judging, this was a topic that you had brought up. I'm curious to get like your baseline on this one.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. We live in a culture of sound bites and video bites, and whether it be on Facebook or on TikTok or Twitter or whatever, and it's just really easy to judge a life. And judge a life. Like, I'm not talking about a decision. I'm not talking about a mistake or a good thing, but like judging a life from a 10-second video clip or a 60-second video clip.
Yeah.
Like from a bad series, like it could even be a bad series of moments. And like, and it could be something as extreme as a police situation, or something as minor as an altercation or a yelling match at a Walmart, whatever it is. We assume that we know everything we need to know about the person that's on, or actually all people involved, from just watching, these snapshots. And I struggle with it because I'm like, man, if you catch me at my worst moment, that's not fair. Like, you don't know me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell anything about me from that.
Yeah. No, it reminds me of two things. One, celebrities, like that whole principle, never get to know your celebrity.
Which is taken from the never get to know your hero.
Yeah, or never get to know your hero. Yeah. Like when you think about the nature of success, and we look at success in a snapshot and say, boy, that person is successful because they are successful. And it's like, no, there's a lot that goes into the buildup, which is part of the reason why we do the Daily Chronicle, right? And there's a story there, which, I think is such an important reference that, one, everybody has a story, and it reminds me of one of our principles of communication, and that is meeting people where they are, right? Like when you see somebody do something silly, like I'm reminded of our conversation with Patrick, who talks about the woman Patrick Furlong, in the podcast, who talks about the woman at the airport who was, everybody was late, but she got fired up and she was mad, and everybody could have just judged her for being
and speaking out loud, like, why?
Yeah.
Sucks.
And he asked, like, what's up? And it turns out her son just got diagnosed with cancer, and she was delayed trying to get home to him, and they end up having this conversation. And I mean, by the way, you should tune into that episode because it's just an amazing episode, but that story is outstanding. Yeah. And so like it's important, like in your daily life, the people you work with, the people you meet, like there are so many opportunities to get to know them more than the interaction that you have, and then judge them for that single interaction, that it could really impact your ability to connect with more people and drive a better impact in your ecosystem,
And I've updated the "Don't meet your heroes" quote. I think it's realize that your heroes are people, and they're really good at least one thing, and that's why they're your heroes. Like you respect them for that one thing or two things or whatever things they do really well, but they're human, and they also fail at a lot of other things. You just don't get to see that every day.
You just don't see it.
Just like honor that before you meet them, and realize that like they may not be the best at small talk or whatever it is. But yeah. I think everything you just said is spot on.
I mean, the old adage is, right, don't judge a book by its cover. And like, I think that gets watered down and missed these days. Like, A cover
Well,
is a
it's
moment,
easy for it to
right?
be sensational, right? Like,
Yeah,
oh, he did something that had, like huge, like the implications could be huge. Like, like this idea of like judging a life it's almost an existential conversation, because it's like, if there's a really extreme thing that happens, like obviously there's going to be consequences and there's going to be penalties, and I'm specifically in my head, I'm thinking of like a police shooting,
right,
or like the family that got in a fight at Disneyland, like they're never going to be allowed back in
right,
there. But like, I don't know what was going on the 10 minutes before the camera came on, the hour
right,
before, the year before,
right,
10 years before. I don't know
right.
what's going to go on after that. So it's
Yeah,
just like, man, y'all made a mistake. Like, y'all look like some knuckleheads right there in that moment. You messed up. But for
right.
me to go further and say, like,
They're
you're a
bad
horrible
people.
person,
There's
like,
yeah,
yeah, like,
yeah,
I don't know if I can make that statement based
yeah.
off of a clip. Maybe you can.
I
I
think
don't know.
I think it's an important conversation. I'd be curious to, get to know the audience. Like, how do you feel about that sentiment? Like, you see a knucklehead doing something on camera, 5 seconds, like the dude that was yelling at the Native American, right? Like that snapshot that he got vilified for, and then all the story came out, and it just became we start learning more and more of the story. Like, should it not be our responsibility to seek more information before we collectively judge? I don't know.
Yeah,
Do
like
you do you feel?
you're being a prick in the moment that I saw
Yeah,
you. Does
yeah,
that equal you're a prick?
right. Oh, there's the question. So, anyway, this is a good conversation. Got to run. Thank you. We're out.